Hello and welcome to this episode of BarbaKnitStories. My name is Linda and I'm talking to you from Reykjavik, Iceland. This is episode, I think, 29. And I've been busy, really busy for the past few weeks, so I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk to you guys. But I'm back today with a few finished items. Most of what I've been working on recently is something that I've given away as gifts. So I don't have a lot of stuff with me, but I will try to insert photos of my finished items if I don't have them here. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. The first finished item that I wanted to show you today is a pair of socks that I finished for Christmas. For myself, I decided to make Christmas socks for me and Caritas. I think I showed you her socks on the last episode, but mine are done and I wore them on Christmas and I love them. I love them so much. There are two of them. It's not just one. So it's just a basic vanilla sock. I always knit my socks using DPMs, 2.25 millimeters. I always start with the cuff and knit them top down. I've once done a toe-up sock and I don't know, I didn't like the process, so this is how I do my socks and I love them. I cast on 60 stitches because I have small feet and I knit them really tight. This beautiful main color here is by an Icelandic dyer called Ditta. She has Ditta's Dyeworks. No, Ditta's Dye Dream is the name of her dyeing company. And then I used, for the cuffs, heels and toes, I used a scrap or a mini skein from the Vivid Wool calendar from last year or the year before. I don't remember when this colorway was in the calendar. I did a tiny little garter ridge right here because I don't know, I like it. Just a little touch of something different. So yeah, those are my finished Christmas socks. I also, during Advent, I also started knitting the Spunny Mittens by Ellie of Skin Deer Knits. And I was gonna do it as throughout Advent. I had divided the pattern into, I think it was 6 or 7 rounds per day. I finished the first mitten and then I was just hanging out on a Saturday, I think, and I was working on the second mitten and I got so into it that I just finished them. So it didn't end up being an Advent knit as I had planned, but you know, at least they are done and I've been wearing these non-stop since I finished them. I adore these mittens and I want to make all the Selbo mittens now. They are so beautiful. And they just fit me perfectly and they are warm and they are soft and I love them. The pattern is super easy to follow, a lot of fun to make. I love all the little details like on the thumb. And I'm really proud of how I managed to pick up here for the thumb gusset. No, this is the thumb gusset. For the thumb join or something. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, I really love these. The yarn that I used for this is U Pip Colorwork. 100% British, spun in Yorkshire. This is the colors that I used. And I really like this yarn. I think it's perfect for these kind of type of mittens. for this gauge, and yeah, I'm very happy with them. Like I said, I've been wearing them pretty much constantly since I finished them, and yeah, I need to make more mittens. That's a given, because they're fun, easy to make, and I just really enjoy the process of it. And it's always good to have a pair of warm mittens, especially during winter in Iceland. What do I have more? I've made 2 pairs of socks out of scrap yarn. I have this bag of 8-ply sock wool in different colors, and some of them are self-striping, some of them are marled like this, and I've been working through this bag of scrap yarn making socks, and I made 2 pairs, and I'll try to pop a photo of them somewhere. And the plan is to finish this bag of scrap yarn, because I don't really make these types of socks anymore. I'm more into doing them on fine needles with fine yarn, but these are quick and fast, and I enjoy making, like, I can do a sock or almost a pair in a day if I just sit and knit and do nothing else. So they're fun and easy to make, so I made 2 pairs for a friend. And I also finished a cabled columns hat, which is a new pattern by Stephen West. I made it over Christmas, and I don't have the sample here because it was a sample for Stephen. He took it with him when he left Iceland in early January. But I'll pop a photo of the hat. I made the berry and grey version of the hat. It was quick, easy, beautiful, no problems, and I really enjoyed making that hat, and I kind of think I need to make another one for myself or a friend or something, because it was a fast and fun knit. I also have one more finished object that I can't show yet, but I think the pattern is coming out later in January or early February, and I will share it here on the podcast. And then I'm wearing my latest finished object, which is the Marled Magic sweater in a single color. And this is, I love it so much. I don't really have the words to describe the feeling that it gives me. It's just, I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I've talked about the process of making my first Marled Magic sweater a couple of times on the podcast. It was definitely the most fun and engaging project that I've ever done. And I wear that sweater all the time. And then when I was at Edinburgh Yarn Festival last year, I think it was on the Friday or the Saturday, a lady walked into the Stephen and Penelope booth where I was working, wearing a Marled Magic sweater in a single color. And I was just like, whoa, okay. I need to make another Marled Magic sweater, and I need to make it in a single color. So then the problem was finding the correct color for me to use, because I didn't want to make a black one or a gray one or like I needed it to be a Linda color, something that I love, something that just speaks to me. And I love yellow and I love gold. So one day I was browsing Instagram and I saw this beautiful colorway by Life in the Long Grass called Gorse, and I was like, okay, that's it. That's the color that I want. And they were kind enough to give me the yarn for this sweater. They just sent me the yarn that I needed, and I paired it with Tilia from Filcolana, which is a mohair, a gold mohair, of course. And this is the outcome. This is the sweater, and I think it's perfect. And I'm gonna try to show it to you a little bit better. Oof. Okay, this is it. This is the front, and here you can see a little bit of the back. And I love seeing how the different stitch textures come out in a single color. I think it's so beautiful. And this color is just, oh, it is amazing, and I love it. I think it's so pretty. I'm thrilled with this sweater, and I finished it on Thursday evening. I wore it to work on Friday. I went out with a friend on Friday, and I wore this the entire time. I wore it yesterday, and I'm wearing it today. So I think this is gonna not leave my body for a long time because I'm so happy with it, and it feels just so good. So the entire sweater was knit with one strand of fingering and one strand of mohair on 4mm needles. I finished the entire thing, I think there are 14 sections. Yeah, 14 sections. I finished all of that. And then I put my live stitches on a string of yarn, and I washed the sweater and I hung it to dry because I wanted it to drape. Cat is freaking out. Nothing new here. Yeah, I wanted the yarn to relax and the sweater to drape beautifully. So I hung it on a curtain pole. And I just threaded here through the armholes, and I just let it hang. And then I put it on, and I was like, okay, it's not exactly long enough. So I added this section here on the bottom. Just some garter stitches and a bit of a knit and purl action. And then I bound off the sweater using 2 strands of fingering and 1 strand of mohair. I did the same for the cuffs. 2 strands of fingering and 1 strand of mohair, and the same for the color. And I did a knit 2, purl 2 color. And then I folded it and bound it off. I think I did 16 rounds. Yeah, 16 rounds, like it says in the pattern, but that's in the pattern it's just knit 16 rounds, but I did knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and the same for the cuffs. So yeah, that's my finished sweater that I'm so thrilled with. I think that's all the finished objects that I have. I should definitely do this more often because sometimes I can't remember what I've been working on, what I've finished, what I've been doing. So I should try to stick to my original plan and do this podcast thing every 2 weeks instead of whenever. Anyway, let's get on with whips. What do I have? Just grab the thing that's closest to me. I'm making Christmas socks. I know it's not Christmas. I know Christmas is over, but I'm making Christmas socks. This is Heel Toe DC Do by the Crazy Sock Lady, and I'm using Regia. And it looks like this. Just a very simple stitch pattern for a little extra something. It looks like this on the back. And yeah, I'm almost down to the, anyway, just a little something. I didn't feel like doing plain vanilla again, so I decided to buy this pattern and make something just a little bit different. And I'm really happy with how these are turning out. The colorway is, it's a Ceregia candy color. The colorway number is 01163. And yeah, just a very simple on-the-go project. I started it in December and I thought I was gonna finish it, but no, I was busy with other things. I've also been working a little bit on the Chrysler shawl, but not as much as I thought I would be, because, well, other projects kind of get in the way, and just, you know, I haven't been really focused on my knitting. But it's looking like this. It's a little bit bigger than the last time I showed it to you, but not by much. The yarn that I'm using, this is the green. This is the Uncommon Thread. Setuni, I think is the name of this green. And then I'm using Walk Collection Beach Foam. So these two together. And I need to show you this beautiful project bag that I got from my friend Emily. I love it. She has an Etsy shop. You can see her label here. And I will link it down below as well. And I love this bag. I think it's beautiful. The next project that I'm showing you is called Monsieur Plastique. Steven was working on his Monsieur Plastique, which is grey with a neon green sleeve, when he was here during Christmas. And I wanted one. So we went into our yarn room and we found some La Bien-Aimée in the shipwreck color, which is this beautiful dark brown, no, dark blue, black, grey kind of color. And this is also La Bien-Aimée, but I think it's a one-off. I think it's a happy accident color. This is the sweater. This is the sleeve of the sweater. And then I have this for the color. So I'm using 3 colors instead of 2. I'm using these. And my sweater looks like this. I finished the body of it and I'm working on the sleeve. And this is what it looks like. And then I just need to add the color to it when I finish the sleeve. Or both of the sleeves, because, yeah, I think I need 2. I'm working on another pair of Scrappy socks for my friend as well. I'm almost done with the gusset decreases on this one. I'm using, it's the same yarn, just in different colorways. I'm using the gray and red for the heels, toes and cuffs, and then I'm using this blue and gray for the body of the sock, for the main part of the sock. And I'm doing the Rye pattern by Tin Can Knits. It has this garter stitch panel on the front of the sock. You can't really see it properly in this yarn, but you can see it better in person. So that's the front of the sock. And yeah, it's just a very simple, easy pattern to follow. And when people tell me that they want to start making socks, I've always recommended doing 8-ply socks and using the Rye pattern by Tin Can Knits because it's a beautiful pattern. It explains everything you need to know about making socks. And since it worked in a thicker weight than you normally do for socks, I mean, it's usually people use 4-ply yarn, but if you make socks in heavier weight, they go super quick. They're so easy to make. And like I said, the Tin Can Knit pattern Rye is just the perfect beginner sock pattern, in my opinion. So if you're worried, if you're planning on making socks and you've never made socks before, I can highly recommend doing the Rye pattern by Tin Can Knits because I'm still using it to this day, and it's the perfect beginner's sock project in my humble opinion. So don't be afraid of socks, just do it in a thicker weight yarn and use that Rye pattern. It's free on Ravelry, and it's just, trust me, just go for it. The next project that I'm doing is living in my beautiful bag. My friend Orietta came and visited for a couple of days in the beginning of January. She's from Italy, and she had this beautiful project bag custom made for me. And I love it. It's so cute. So cute. And yeah, it holds a lot of yarn. And my trianglegram, this is what it looks like now. So this is a super scrappy project with all my favorite yarns and colors. I'm not gonna go over each and every color. There's yarn here from Vivid Wool, Life in the Long Grass, Undercover Otter, Ching Fibers, BarbaKnitStories, Labiana May. What else is in here? Oh my god, there's so much, there's so many different yarns from different projects that I've done. And this is all scraps. The only skein that I wound up to use because I thought it had to be in here is this. This is Nest by Ching Fibers, and I love this pop of burnt orangey red in here. And the rest is just scrappy scraps from everything. I'm gonna put at least one stripe of this color because it needs to be in there. So yeah, I just have I have this huge project bag full of, let me see if I can show this to you without throwing everything out. It's just full of all kinds of scraps. And some of the sections have mohair in them, some of them don't. Yeah, there's a little bit of mohair here in this gray section. There's a little bit of mohair here in this green section, and it's just, yeah, all kinds of everything. And I'm having a lot of fun with this, picking out the next color for the next section and just playing with my scraps, which is something that I always enjoy doing. I feel like I've often said this before, and I kind of feel like a painter. I'm not a painter by any means, but I feel like I'm painting with yarn when I'm doing these scrappy projects, and I love doing them. They give me a lot, and I always feel good using up my scraps. And that brings me to my final project, which is also a Scrappy project. This is my crochet project. I started a knit ripple by Lucy of Attic 24, and I showed this to you on my last episode. That was my cat again. He likes throwing things off the table. I did put a stitch marker in. Okay. The last time that I showed this project to you, I was on this section right here, and I've done this. I don't know if you can see all of it, but this is what it looks like now. And I love this. I think it's absolutely stunning. And I love using up the scraps, and it's so much fun to work on. Just pop something brainless on TV. So I'm gonna move my progress keeper so that I can show you my progress next time. But yeah, this is just, I love this. This is half the width, so it's about 120 centimeters, I think. Yeah, I have a long way to go, but I love it. I love the play of like the dark moody tones with the super neon bright yarn. I just think it's so pretty. Oh, yeah. I think I need to weave in some ends soon. This is a lot of ends, but yeah, that's what you get for making scrappy things. There are always a lot of ends. I'm gonna give you like a short what's been happening life update. Like I said, Stephen came and spent Christmas with us, which was amazing. It was so good to have him over. We had a lot of good food. We knitted a lot. We talked a lot, and it was so nice. I really enjoyed having him here, and it was, I mean, I was a little nervous for Christmas this year because, I mean, last year was not a good year, as most of you know. Okay, saying that is really unfair, though. Even though it was one of the most difficult years that I've ever experienced, there were beautiful highlights in the year as well, of course. And that's just, you know, that's life. And with everything bad comes something good. But I was really nervous about Christmas. I didn't know how Christmas was going to be without my sister here. My family was kind of all over the place as well. Some people in my family wanted to leave the country and spend Christmas somewhere else. I was not fond of that idea, just because I didn't want to. So when Stephen was here in September, he talked briefly about coming here for Christmas. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then we talked about it some more, and I was like, yeah, come, it's gonna be amazing. And it was just so good to have him here. Greg came here as well for a few days, and my friend Orietta came here in January as well. I have some plans this year for more guests coming. My friend Tracy is coming in April. There is a knitting festival in April here in Reykjavik. So if you're interested, check it out. I will leave a link to their page down below in the description box. So Tracy is coming and spending a few days here, and we're going to the knitting festival, and it's going to be the first knitting festival that I attend that I'm not working at, so I'm super excited about that. And yeah, life is just, you know, going okay. I'm super busy at the office. I have 2 short trips planned next weekend. I'm going out of town to a farm, hanging out with a friend. And the weekend after that, I'm going to a cabin. And just, you know, I'm trying to put down some carrots, some treats for myself, and planning little things that I can look forward to. And then in between, of course, I do my regular things like working and taking care of myself and my family and friends, and then I try to treat myself and do something special. And go out of town is something that I really, really love doing. Getting out of the city and just, I just find it easier to relax and reload and connect with myself when I'm not in the city. I don't know what it is. Just getting out of the city is really, really good for me. So I am trying to have short trips planned here and there just to re-energize and just reload, refill my batteries, so to speak. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. I don't have any huge or big plans or huge or big life changes or anything. So yeah, I think that's all I have to share for you this time. So I will see you next time, hopefully in about 2 weeks. Well, I'll be in a cabin in 2 weeks. Maybe I can record there. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, good to see you, and I will see you again next time. Bye!